guys. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's working. That was weird. It never fails that as soon as I get ready to start the stream, then Sora wants to go outside. So give me 1 second. I will be right back. She's been very pushy about it lately, so. But it's okay. It's okay. That's the beauty of being able to do this, like, live, however I want. If I need to go let Sora out, I can go let Sora out. It's not a big deal. It's a good thing. All right. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Bishak. Thank you for coming in here early. Hope you're having a good Friday. If you didn't notice already, on our screen we've got something different happening. I'm gonna try and play with some video today in Adobe Premiere Pro. I don't know if it's gonna work. There could be a couple things that happen here. It could be a lot of celebration and yay, this is working, or it could be a lot of this sucks, I don't understand how any of this works. I would definitely lean more towards the latter than the first one, just because it's an Adobe product, and two, I don't know how to use this program. I've never used it before, really. So we're gonna try it and see, because part of being self-published and doing your own marketing and basically all of that stuff is figuring out how to do a lot of this stuff on your own, especially when you're going the route that I'm going, which is trying to minimize the cost of everything, essentially, especially with gas prices, above $5 now where I live. Gotta figure out how to cut back. So yeah, we're gonna play with some video today. Gonna try to take what I've got filmed and see if I can get it color corrected the right way, and then exported so I can actually use it for something, and hopefully it all works. I tried a little bit of this before, and it did not go well, so I didn't know quite what I was doing, but I figure I'll play with it more today and see what happens and go from there, kind of thing. So I'm not new by any means. Did Chuck Norris pass away? No. Don't play with me, Sonny. Don't play with me. Holy shit, he did. He passed away yesterday. Wow, that's crazy. It looks like he was hospitalized. You know what's weird about aging? It seems so at the beginning of your life when you're born, you spend as a baby and as a kid, you spend like the first 20 years of your life like trying to get to that point where your body's growing and getting taller and doing all of that stuff. Like you're in the process of developing everything, right? And then from like 22 till 60, 70, whatever it is, you're kind of just like stable, like your body and it's doing its thing, but it's almost like a slow decay, right? And then once you hit a certain age, 70, 80, 90, whatever it is, everybody's a little bit different. Then it re-accelerates, but in the opposite direction. Like you continue that downward trend, but just quicker. And in that last, like, who knows, 10, 20, 15, whatever it is, years. I'm looking at like pictures of Chuck Norris, and he thinned out a lot. That's crazy. Without looking at the details, I wonder, do you know what happened? He actually took death out and took his job. Yeah, there you go. Continue the jokes forever. It's on Instagram. Not gonna tell me. Here we go. Well, we would like to keep this room so private. Please know that he was surrounded by family. We know many of you have heard about his recent hospitalization, and we truly grateful prayers and support for all this. Blah blah blah. Huh. Life is crazy. That is wild. Yeah, saw a bunch of different stories about it on Facebook, but didn't read into it. It looks like they haven't disclosed anything about what had happened, but he had been hospitalized. He was 86, so that's the weird thing about the body when there are a lot of older people, like they fall, they break hips, they do like so many things, and they just bounce back. And there's sometimes older people, they're just like, oh, I gotta go in for this, and they're just like, nah, nope, I'm done. My body just says, meh, I'm good. And they're just gone. Yeah, 1940, yeah, he's 86. That's crazy. The cool part is that at least they said on that post that his family and friends and stuff were there for him at the end. So it's like, I can't ask for anything better than that. You know what I mean? That sucks. He was a good one. I say that now, and then some crazy shit comes out about him or something like that. You never fucking know. Well, that's a bummer to start off a stream with. Boo. That's okay. That's okay. His fight with Bruce Lee continues. Oh, yeah. It's a rematch now. It's a rematch. Battle of the century. That's funny. I think the funniest part about it is the Chuck Norris legacy will live on forever and ever. The memes, the jokes, just the general badassery, you know, how much fun he had with all of that. And like, that'll just continue on, which is cool. Just cool. All right. I cough in the microphone. Try not to. Let's see about doing some stuff here today. I do want to start. I want to start over here. So I posted my weekly video yesterday. This is kind of what I was talking about before we got distracted with Chuck Norris. That I have experience doing video production and play with stuff. I use it on Canva all the time. Short form content on Canva is really nice. Not saying that the video I'm working on today is long by any means, but Canva definitely struggles a little bit with that size piece of information. So I'm going to try, like I said, Premiere Pro. I'm going to play with it today, go from there. But get to see, like in this video, I did a little bit of production stuff, getting our character to integrate with this photo that I had taken, gave him his own little shadow. Actually, I also did some animation for his eyes, doing a really simple, basic blinking setup here. Basic stuff. And then as our little, happiness part, I also have some photos of Buttons when he was younger, as a kitten and stuff like that. So it's a good good palette cleanser for some not so good news for today. So which is okay. Oh yeah, that's right. We are still in the waiting phase. I just checked before the stream started to see if our sample copies for book number 3 have been fully printed and are ready for shipment. Because Ingram Spark says it takes about 10 days for production of printed books and stuff like that. It's been about 10 days now. So 10 business days, I'll put that in quotes, 10 business days. It's been about 10 business days. So I'm hoping, I looked on the website this morning and I don't have a tracking number yet, so has not been moved over to shipping quite yet. So if I don't get something today, at the very least, next week I would expect at the very least some type of notification being like, hey, your stuff's produced, we're getting it ready to be shipped, we'll let you know when your tracking number pops up. So that's part of, we're in that stall period, as you've seen with the rest of the week streams, where we're doing a bunch of other projects and things like that in between, because we are waiting for that. It takes a little bit of time. Just FYI for anybody, if you ever do get into the self-publishing part of this, there are other companies that probably can print stuff faster. Ingram Spark, if you're doing like I'm doing these low runs, I just have 3 books ordered. It should take a couple weeks for them to get stuff done. But if you're doing like a box or like 20, 30, 100 books, whatever like that, always estimate out a month, because it takes them about that long to get everything produced and ready for shipping and stuff like that. I always figure, this is why I'm a little bit nervous right now, even though our release date's a little further down the run here. I'd like to have that stuff kind of in the bag, so that if I need to order a big box of books and stuff like that, I have at least a month beforehand. I'd prefer 2 months beforehand, just in case shipping goes haywire or whatever like that. But yeah, just a heads up on that for anybody looking into production for books and stuff like that through Ingram. Plan a month out to get your books. Okay, here we go. There's a little blinking animation. Very simple. Just cover up the eyes for half of a second. And we're on to some pictures of Buttons. He's a little kitten. So he did have, for a brief period, actually both cats did, Buttons and Patch, both had collars that they wore for a good chunk of their beginning lives. They didn't wear them later on. Patch doesn't wear a collar now either. Like, it's just something that I think it was at one point there's a couple times they had gone outside and they got caught on something, and we're just like, well, I mean, technically they are 99.9% indoor cats, so we'll just take off the collars, and then they don't have to worry about it and stuff like that too. So, oh, look at that goober, that's me. I was much younger back then. And yes, Buttons did like to hang out in my hood sometimes. There's Dreamer. It's got Buttons up in the top, laying on the little windowsill. I do have to say the Buttons, all of our animals prefer hanging out with Dreamer over me. Except for when they've gotten a little bit older. Then they tend to like to hang out with me a little bit more. They're like, oh, you're the subdued, like, chill one. And if I lay in your lap, you're going to stay there for like several hours. So I like that much better compared to Dreamer, who's always jumping up and running around doing stuff. So we had a little, a micro remote control car, and we'd drive it around, and the cats would play with it. It was funny. Yeah, so he's got the little leopard print collar on. And then no collars. It didn't take very long for us to be like, nope, ditch the collars. There you go. There's your little video for the week. It's our social media video for the week. Little palette cleanser. All of that fun stuff. All the fun stuff. Oop, did I hear Sora bark at me? I can look at the window. Oh, look at that. Yep, she's at the door again. There, you guys can see what I see. She's just sitting right by the door. She's like, yes, please, let me in now. I am now done out here. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go let her in, and then we'll keep going from here. Oh. You're just a slow walker now. What? Don't look at me like that. Come on. Would you need permission? Wait, why are you being so silly right now? What? What do you want, sweetie? You just want some head pats? There you go. Yeah, you can go lay down. Your bed's all made and stuff like that. You're okay. I know you had a good walk today. No, you're gonna go ahead. You're gonna go hide in the bedroom? No? No, what are you gonna... I don't think she quite knows what she wants to do right now. Hey, thank you for banning that. I'm assuming it was a bot. I'm assuming it was a bot. Okay. So, video that I shot here. Simple, just a little... I wanted to try something different. I know, like online, when people do book readings and stuff like that, they usually have... it's either like animated, or there's like a bunch of production value with, you know, like close-ups and moving around the page and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to try something way more simplistic, something more more akin to what my experience, like reading books to my kids and stuff like that. And what I thought about was, oh, they used to sit in my lap, and I would put the book in front of me like this, and I would read it, and, you know, like little kids do, they would like hit the pages and stuff like that. I'm talking about like little kids, kind of thing. Or try to, you know, turn the pages with you and ask questions about all the things and stuff like that. I think that was the experience that I wanted to put across with this video. So I was like, okay, how can I do that here? I was like, oh, I've got a tripod. I'll put the tripod, like, I'll take my phone and I'll put it like all the way up to my face and I'll film this while it's in my lap, and I'll have to stretch out my arms just a little bit, but figure out how to make it work. So, but I put together this little video, and I was just like, I just want to see, one, what kind of production stuff I can put together, and two, if I like it and it looks pretty good, I might put it out on YouTube for kids. Like if they buy the book and they don't necessarily have somebody around to read it to them or anything like that, that this is an option as well. So just trying to see what I can do, see what I can figure out, play with some of the stuff, maybe generate some interest off of it that way, and for the rest of the series and stuff too. So yeah, just trying to play. Okay, so one of the problems that we have with this video is it is not color corrected. I filmed this on my iPhone. It's exported to my computer. It's in the MOV file type. The .mov. So I think we should be okay to play with it in Premiere. I tried to do some of this another time, like off stream, and I thought I had gotten it corrected really, really well, and then I went through and exported it and it looked like dog doo-doo, and I was like, what the monkey is happening with that? So we've got some other issues here that are happening where it does some like cool and light changes here. So if you look at the top here, we can see the kind of the carpet. It's kind of a bluish color. I wonder if I can make that bigger. There you go. And then as we shift to the next page, it turns way brighter. It goes way into this warm color here. So I don't know if that has to do with some of the dynamic. Yeah, this one goes like uber orange right there. Not quite sure why it does that. So it may be one of the things where I have to scrub through and find all of those changes that happen and break the video and color correct on each of those. I tried doing a color correction on the whole video, just the same, you know, just applying the same setting to everything, and it just doesn't, it enhances those defects or those problems way too much. So I want to look through. I turned this off when I first got in here. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Display color management. Yeah, if anybody has any experience using these programs or anything like that, please let me know your experience on any of this, or extended dynamic range. What if I did both? Oh, interesting. Definitely gave me more range and vivid colors, which is what I want. It's not bad. This beginning part is a little blown out. It's not horrible though. why I'm wondering if I need to cut up the video into each little section and do the color corrections. Like I don't think I can just do base color correction for everything. Yeah, there's a slight shift right there. So I'm just barely tipping the book. I don't want to over enhance them either. Well, having the extended dynamic range monitoring and the color management on definitely made a difference. Transmit device playback project. Yeah, this is the project. Yeah, that's over. It's under. Oops. Viewer Gambit 2.2 web broadcast. Oh, maybe if I should go to QuickTime? No. Broadcast. Awareness effects. Yeah, I wish I knew. I think that's the part that I don't quite 100% get here, is that right now I'm messing with the settings. And I haven't even done any color corrections yet. This is what the base video looks like. It clears up that fogginess that's over top of the entire video here. Almost like there's a gray layer on top, and this kind of cuts through some of that gray. But I'm pretty sure if I export this, it will not look correct. Scale to fit. Source in and out. Let me see. Entire source. Can I split it? File name image dot. Oh, let's change that to. It's going to change it to an MP4. Match source adaptive, high bit rate. Let's change it to a high quality 1080 HD. H.264, that should be fine. Full HD 30, that's fine. We don't have to worry about audio because there's no audio at the moment. Clicks for captions, effects. Okay, so we don't have to worry about any of that. Import into project preview. Okay, so let's double check some of this stuff. Like I said, I don't know too much of what all of this means, but I know some of it. Estimated 797 megabytes is going to be the export. Hardware encoding. 30, yeah. Okay, let's export this real quick. This is with no edits, no changes, no whatever, just turning on a couple of display color management and extended dynamic range monitoring. Let's just export this off the bat and see. This will be our control, right? To see what the base export looks like, and we can compare against that as we make changes and updates. So since these exports are going to take time in between, we can talk about stuff while those are going on. So, or we can just wait, or we could just switch over to watch Sora take a nap on the hardwood floors. Either one, I'll figure it out. while that's finishing, I'll show you this real quick. This is her other favorite spot. When it gets warm in the summertime, she just likes to lay on the cool floor over by the front door. I think she's laying in the pathway of the chi coming through and in and out of the house. So, like I said, it doesn't hurt that it's cool. All right, back over to our export here. Let's look at what we've got. Okay, so it's showing that it's exported as blown out, so that's not what I'm seeing. That's what it's looking like. Okay, so I still have a gray sheen over it a little bit with my export. Move this so that they're in the same spot. Okay, so now that we have a base, now I can try to play with some of this and see if I can get it to match. Then hopefully as I tweak things, it will make it so that I can see more of what's actually going on. Okay, that's a little bit closer. It's a little too blown out, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay. So it's not that one. I think it's definitely the 300. Okay, yeah, still has a little gray filter over top of it. This, our video here, doesn't have. Okay, so what else can we play with here? Okay, color setup is custom. Well, that made it look better. That's too much. All right. Okay. So we've got the gray now. Is that what we're getting here? The export is a little bit blown out. That's not the right colors though. Okay, so it's not that one. Tone mapping. I think that's too blown out. When I talk about the video being blown out, what I'm talking about is that the whites and stuff like that are overjuiced, that they're almost too bright. There's too much in it. Okay, so that's not it. Disable color management. Oh, interesting. Did that do what I wanted it to do? Okay, so that looks like the original video, not my exported copy. And all I did was turned the color management off for the sequence here. Interesting. I may have to export that. Okay, so I can't do anything with advanced now that that's off. Let's double check. Yes, okay, so I do like that better. Okay, hold on for 1 second. I'm gonna do a new folder. Sweet. Rename. Okay, put this in its own folder so that I have it. Test. I couldn't type. Twitch was censoring me. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Bishek. Okay, I don't think this is going to change anything for the export. But we'll try it and see what happens. Let's go ST2. Let's move this so that I can have room for all of these. Export. Okay. Like I said, this is a hashtag resist. Yeah, you tell them. There's a lot of experimentation today that we're going to do with this video and try to see if I can learn anything about how this works, because I would love to be able to use Premiere Pro for more stuff if I can. If I can get this right, then I can do more video production stuff, but I gotta know what the heck I'm doing first. Or at least a little bit. How's everybody's Friday going? You missed a B-Shack. Sunny dropped on us that well, if you saw it but you couldn't respond, that you probably saw it then. Chuck Norris passed away yesterday. That's a sucky one. The question is, how many years until we find out some crazy shit about him? Okay, video exported successfully. Almost done, 2 more hours. I'm going home this weekend to spend time with my sister. Rest in peace, Chucky Nornor. I'm glad you're gonna go spend some time with your sister. Are you on good terms with your sister? Are you guys good siblings with each other? Does she live far away? I want the deets. Okay. So we have our export done here. Ooh, that did make a difference. Okay, okay. Okay. That made a difference. I might be on to something here. We might be getting... Wow. Didn't think I was gonna get that close that fast. Okay, still some work that needs to be done to it, but that's much better. Sweet. Okay. That was playing with this one. We don't want the HDR. We don't want the HDR, whatever. We want the standard DR. Let's see if any of these change it. No. Okay, so none of those changes. So we go back to the basic one. Working color space. Same thing. Not the same thing. Well, definitely none of those. Gamma Okay. Let's see, that one's set at 203 at the moment. Okay, don't want that. Ooh, okay. That looks better. Okay, export number 3. Like each piece that we mess with, I get a little bit closer. I haven't even started on corrections yet. We're just trying to get the settings correct here. Yeah, I'm on good terms with all my sisters. The sister has dementia. She needs help with her phone. Aw. That's good. How many sisters do you have? If you don't mind me asking. What are their addresses and their social security numbers? I want everybody on the internet to know. So just in case something happens, we can... 3 sisters. Okay. Does she live far away? Or same town, same area? I know Alex was talking about family and stuff like that, and he'd have to go visit and see family and stuff, but he recently had his dad move in with him because he was dealing with some health issues, so they actually got an apartment together to make some of that a little bit easier and that transition better, so... But I was proud of him. I think that's a hard thing to be able to do, is be able to be there for family or help family, or to be able to take in family and, make all that work. A hard thing. It shouldn't have to be, but we're weird here in the Western Hemisphere, so... No. Technically, one is a half-sister. My sister with dementia lives near my parents, which they are 2 hours away. Not too terribly far. My half-sister also lives near them too. I have another sister who lives in town with me too. Oh, okay, cool. So not too bad. Like it's a drive, but it's not a crazy, like you don't have to get on a plane and fly halfway across the country to see him or something like that. That's kind of similar to us, and like if the funny part about Reno is, like, if you want to drive down to the Bay Area, down to San Francisco or something like that, then you can drive there. It's a couple hour drive and you can be down and around that area. My sister with dementia lives in a nursing home now. She likes it there. She says she doesn't have to deal with my parents yelling. Yeah, I understand that. That's a little independence from all of that is nice. Okay, we got our export. It's looking better. Okay, let's put this in with the other two and see what we'll compare and contrast. Did that make a difference here? Okay, gave us a little bit of... It did, okay. It took away a little bit of that grayness that was over top of the video. So we're getting closer, still more and more closer here. Color space awareness effect, okay, not gonna worry about that. Okay, so I think I've got it as close as I can get it by switching up the settings. So basically kind of what we're seeing on the screen so far. I'm gonna double check this while we're... Okay, pause there. Okay, that's kind of giving me what the export looks like. It's got a little bit of a gray tone over it. It's not as like crystal clear as the video that's imported here. I wonder if there's a way to up that. Should probably check the aspect ratio of. Don't do that. Let's see. This one is 1920 by 1080. What is the source video? Extras. Oh. Okay, that's part of the reason why this is a dimension of 3840 by 2160, so it's being smashed down a little bit here. Not a bad thing, but also not a good thing. Okay, so that might be an export setting. This is all. Why am I getting these songs with all this lyrics? Did it put me somewhere where I don't want it to be? I definitely don't want to get my stuff taken down, so. Okay, hold on for a second. That was no problem. It's got a little roller skate on it. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it. Oh, no, that is part of the chill hop, so we were okay. Okay. Interesting. Sometimes I get surprised by how much the chill hop has lyrical stuff in it sometimes. Not typical. Okay, let's see. What is our next thing that we can play with here before we start playing with the Luma settings? Okay, I don't think any of this has to do with the export. Does this tell me what the size of it is? Overlay. That's just an export setting. Labels, no. So we imported this. Let's just check the export settings real quick. Okay, so I've got it set to 1080 high quality. Okay, let's try that. This might take more time to export. Yeah, it's going to take at least 3 minutes or so, 4 minutes. As we get higher in the quality for the video and stuff export, it's going to take longer to do that. I may hop back on. I'm going to go do my lunch break. Yeah, go do your lunch break. Thanks for dropping by, Abhishek. I appreciate it. So now we get to watch exporting. Yay! I have some people drop in here every once in a while. Oh, you know what I forgot to do on my... I'll put it over on Blue Sky. On Blue Sky, you have to manually turn on that you're on streaming. Go live. I'm live. Twitch.tv/Tahoe anime. There it is. How long are you going to be streaming? I'm going to be streaming for 2 hours, two more hours than what I got right now. But go live. Perfect. Now people can click on that and it'll just bring them straight to me. Okay, let's check a couple other things here. Ooh, people struggled with the Wordle in our DPS group today a little bit. A wee little bit. Check this, that's fine. Don't care about any of that. Okay, cool. I do know that they're getting ready to go into the cryo chamber over on... Hey, Alex, thanks for resubscribing. It's been 9 months. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. They're getting ready to go into the cryo containment over in Marathon. It opens at 10 o'clock, which is kind of cool. We'll see if that brings some life into that game and does some cool stuff and what happens with it. So still got about a minute left on this export. Let's see if we can get a good export, a 4K export out of it. We also have got about 2 minutes before our first ad break, so we're kind of gonna be we're gonna get stuck in the middle is what we're gonna be. This playing with this today is gonna probably take the most time out of anything I've done. It just is. We've already gone through an entire hour of the stream, and I feel like I haven't done very much on this video yet. Yikes. Happens. %. Okay, export was successful. Finishing up, there it goes. Oh yeah, much better quality. Okay, yeah, that's definitely, we want that 4K. Yeah, much closer, much better. Más bueno. Yeah, that's pretty close to what we're seeing on screen here, which is really, really good. Okay, cool. That's like I said, another good starting point to be able to have here. That we can keep building off of as we continue to explore this program and try to get everything figured out. Okay, so that was export number 4, I believe. Yes, it was. Okay, so that one's much better. So we're gonna put that on its own layer. All right, peoples, let us go ahead. Let me double check our cameras here. Yep, Doggo's hanging out. We'll switch over to our assistant cam. We're gonna run 3 minutes of ads here, so I'm gonna take a little break, probably go grab something to drink, and then when I come back, we'll keep going from there. That is the plan. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Alrighty. Hey, thank you, Alex, for contributing your buttons points towards our challenge. We gotta be getting close. Yeah, we're at 90. We are about 1,000 points away from getting a treat for Sora here. We are very close. Very close. She would not be mad about that at all. 5 days left, so we got plenty of time to get that 1,000. That should be pretty easy between, let's see, 5 days from Friday. That'd be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, so we have Sunday stream of our 500 Little Things podcast. We've got Monday stream and possibly Wednesday stream. So yeah, I don't think I have to do any extensions. I think that 30K is a good number for what we've got going on so far here with our challenge. I think we're hitting right on the dot. So cool. Welcome back, everybody. Onwards and upwards as we continue to make more adjustments to our video here. As for our exports, yeah, we've definitely got some color problems here. Like, it doesn't look too bad, especially on the back end of this. There's just a couple sections where that one goes blue, that one goes bright. There's one that goes really, that one, the green one goes really orange there for some reason. Those two sets of spreads. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get this adjusted a little bit here. So we're pretty close. Say says nope. Now we are done with that challenge now. Look at that, 103% raised. Bam, we did it. We did it. Good job, everybody. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you for dropping your immense amount of points onto our challenge there. All right, so hopefully she'll stay where she's at. Let's go get Sora a treat. Oh yeah, she's not moving. Okay, you keep an eye on her. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get her treat for her. Okay, so we're gonna move some stuff around here. So we're gonna move the camera real quick. So give me a second. Okay, switch to this one. Sora, please. Good girl, thank you. Hey, go back to place. Good girl, thank you. Get ready? Wait, wait. You have to wait. Wait. Oh, it didn't go far. Hold on. Wait. She's got her little greeny treat right there. Hold on. She's on the wait command. Just wait for it. Wait. Okay. She goes, yay! She get the wiggly tails and all of the bit. That is her favorite thing to get during the day, especially when she gets her treats. She's like, I like my toothbrushes. They're my favorite. Happy dogs. Oh, thank you everybody for putting in your points and getting Sora her treat. We'll have to have a new goal for next week. I wish there was some way that like we could display this on screen that we completed that. Is there? Do I need to make a Sora cheer? Might have to make some more cheers there. $10 says that as soon as she gets this done, she's gonna want to go outside. That's normally what she does. It's like, I've had a nice treat and I'm ready to go outside and lay in the sun. We didn't catch it on camera today, but sometimes she does a little spin move where she just she gets her treat and then she does a kind of like she does when she's in her bed and she does the little circles, except for she does like a fast spin and then she flops down on the ground. But this one worked out better because then you all get to watch her get her treat and eat it. But yeah, there you go. Thank you, Sunny, for that. Thank you everybody for donating your points over the past month here. Sora really appreciates it. Now she's gonna clean the carpets just to make sure she didn't drop anything or leave anything behind. No, so she's a good girl. She knows that there are, when she gets her special treat like this, or her treat at all, she has to go through the command process where she has to go sit in her bed, and even when the treat is put out on the ground or anything like that, or if we're holding it, she has to have the release command before she's allowed to actually go and get it. All of those things. So she gets a treat, but she has to work a little bit for it. She just doesn't get the reward automatically. And she's okay with that. She's actually doing really, really good. We've been able to do some different like training stuff with her, and she's getting better about it. You could almost take that toothbrush treat like that and you can put it inside of her mouth and she won't try to take it. She'll either just leave it there, or she'll bite it a little bit and then she'll back off and be like, nope, I'm not supposed to take this until the command is given, or until I'm given permission to do what I want to do. So she's very good. She's a smart puppy. She's really good. And she gets freedom to do a lot of the stuff she wants to do because she's well behaved. So there we go. We did it. Thank you, everybody. Appreciates it. Okay, onwards on our video here. So we had our 4K export. That looks great. I think the rest of our settings that we have set up here now, for anybody that wants to try to duplicate what we've done so far in the video, I have a iPhone that I shot this on. So it was exported as a .mov. I imported that into the computer, put that into Adobe Premiere Pro. We turned on display color management, this button here. Ooh, interesting. Actually, does that make it... That makes it a little bit brighter. Is that closer to what our finished product looks like? No, it's a little dull. Yeah, more like that. Okay, cool. So we have the display color management on. We didn't do anything with the transmit device playback. We did make some adjustments to the project, to the HDR graphic white. I believe we put that up to 300 or 81% HLG, 60% PQ. That one's still at the trillionaire. I don't even know what that 2.2 web, that's fine. And then I don't think we did anything with the source clip. No, we did not. We set the color setup to custom. I don't remember that being custom. Maybe we did. It's custom in 709. Whoops, why did that go away? Oh, because that's part of that? No. Anyways, yeah, we changed these both to Rec 709. Should be good there. I don't think this made a difference here. Yeah, we tried to put the color, the disable the color management, but didn't end up doing anything. Why does it keep opening? Okay. That one's 709, and then change this one down here to the graphic white override to the 300 81% HDL 62. So far, that seems to give me the best results with a video shot on iPhone. We're gonna play with the actual color corrections now and see what happens with that, and if our exports also still export with all of that information on it, which would be good. No clips selected. This clip I want to do stuff with. Let me make sure that there's nothing set up here. Nothing there. Nothing on the curves. Nothing on the white balance. Okay, yeah, and this all should be fine because nothing has been done to it yet. Okay. Let's play with some of this and see what happens. I don't think we want to mess with exposure. Contrast we might want to play with a little bit here. I don't want to lose too much of the base color here. Go ahead and reset that. I boost it a little bit, it gives us a little bit of color back. But we lose some of the blues definition. The other direction puts the gray back, which we don't want to do. Okay, that's our highlights. Okay, so that's going to flatten the image. Our shadows. Our whites, we're just going to bring up the whites here. And the blacks. It's kind of like the same as the shadows idea. Because we definitely want to get some of the colors, like the outline around the character. I want to try to get it as close to a good black color as I can, without losing any of the definition or anything like that. Yeah, or killing too much of the rest of the image. Okay, so that's not too bad with those. Those are basic corrections. Looks like there's some presets here. Oh, definitely not that. Go back to none. Definitely not that. No. No. So none of those really work. Okay, cool. Good to know. Oh, we can also do saturation and stuff. Ooh. Yeah, we want a little bit of saturation here. Okay, so let's let's look through our script through our video real quick. Got a couple problems with color shifts happening. The video. Let's try to get this boosted just a hair. Start it. Let's reset that. Okay, starts at 100. Let's go up to like 110. Somewhere around there. Let's double check the rest of the video. It's not bad. Let's boost it a little bit more. 120. Let's go to 124 at the moment. Yeah, we definitely gained back some color here. That's not too bad. Ooh, that's really yellow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go through and really cut some of this. I might have to cut and individually color correct some stuff. But definitely the vibrancy that I want, the clarity, some of that is all here, which is great. Ooh, that's got some glue goobers on the back of the cover. Yippee skippy. Yeah, that's a nice green. Some of these other colors, that's the red that's correct. Orange is not bad. Yep. Yeah, there's a huge, like, I don't mind the overall, but this shift right here to this blue, don't like that. Okay. All right, good to know. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so let's go ahead. What do I have here? The folder. Let's try, now that we've made a little adjustment to the saturation here, let's see what that does to our export. That's looking pretty good. Let's change this to OST 5, I think is what it is, or are we on 6? No, we're on 5. Okay, so attempt number 5. Export immediately with the current settings. Yes, go ahead and export that. It's probably going to be another 4 minutes. Yep, a little 4 minutes here. Let's check on Asdacross and see what they're doing in the cryo archive. It's interesting. Essentially what they've unlocked today was the raid, right? And the way they kept describing it, or the way they were promoting it online, was that this is the first level of the marathon, right? Because you're essentially, you can load into the marathon ship here, but this is like the first level of it. And for some reason, when I heard them describing it, I was getting like Sword Art Online vibes, where the idea of being in that game was that you were at the lower levels and you had to clear all 100 levels in order to get out of the game. That's where it was ended up happening, but like it gave me a vibe along that lines that the other layers of the marathon haven't been unlocked yet, or at least not yet. And I was kind of like interested in that idea. I was like, okay, is there a way to build a game like that where you do have to progress your way, maybe even as a whole community, through to get to the big, maybe some kind of like dramatic big end boss or finishing thing of some sort. But I don't know if you can make it as dramatic as like that game was, because that the only way that premise works is if you are essentially locked into that death game. Because if anybody doesn't know, Sword Art Online is a anime that talks about, or is about these kids playing essentially VR games, and they're going to go play this new one that's coming out, and the creator of it actually locks them into the game where if they log out, it basically fries their brain kind of thing. So all of these people, kids, adults, whatever like that, get trapped, and they're tasked with the mission of completing the game. They have to get through all 100 levels of this dungeon, essentially is what it is. And they have to go from the bottom to the top. Whole bunch of stuff happens along those lines, but the concept of it is kind of a cool idea where you have to clear this. You want to work together to be able to clear it, to be able to get out. But that only works if there was a stake, some kind of stakes in it of some sort, right? The problem with like modern day like gamers and introducing a concept like that is that they'll find every way around it. Like they'll cheat or go through the source code and figure out all of the things. And even with like marathon and stuff like that, they've figured out some of the venting and stuff for rooms that had high-end loot. You could literally, instead of doing the actual process of getting in through the doors, there was a vent that dropped down that if you just grappled up into it, you could access the room with all of the high-end loot without having to do any of the things. So that's the modern problem with the idea of trying to build something where the community has to work together to figure out something. But you know, they also did a whole set of ARG stuff, so I mean, if you're invested in that type of thing, like, I don't know, it may work. I don't know. But it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what this raid does for the game, and for the players that are currently, you know, playing and doing a whole bunch in there, if it continues to wet their whistle, or if it brings in new players because there's like, oh wow, that looks really cool, that's interesting kind of thing. If it does anything for that. So we'll see. That's Bungie's new game, Marathon. Okay, I think, oh yeah, we're definitely seeing an improvement here. Wow, much better. Okay, cool, sweet. I think we're on the right track with our video here. Bueno. Yeah, vibrancy is up. Okay, so that saturation definitely made a big difference. Awesome. There's still a little bit of clarity issue here. I don't know quite what's causing it. Let me double check the aspect ratio on this. Okay, that's 3840 by 2160. What is our original video at? Okay, same. Okay, sweet. So it is a 4K video, so we're good there. 3840 by 2160. Yes, cool. Okay, sweet. That part is fine, but I'm running into, it might just be how it's being previewed on the screen. Actually, let me double check. Extra. Sorry, there's a bunch of stuff you all can't see at the moment. Okay, let me put this here so I can compare these two together. Okay, we're still getting a little bit of graying happening here, but we got a little bit more vibrancy out of it. Okay, so we can still, more playing to do here, but much closer. Okay, cool. Select our video again. Okay, so I don't know. Let's go ahead and close basic creation corrections here. Fade film. Okay, yeah. So this is what it feels like when I export it. It has a little bit of a gray overtone over top of it, which we don't want. I don't think that does anything. Let's put that back at 100. Faded film was good. I don't think the sharpen is the way to go. We definitely don't want to go fading it out. I might want to up it just a hair. I want to check the rest of the book too to see if sharpening it does anything for us. Max sharpen here. I don't want to soften it too much. I could use maybe a little bit of sharpening here. Can't really tell quite yet. I'm not seeing a whole heap of difference here. It'll make some of the stuff a little bit more pronounced. I want it to be a little bit soft, so let's leave that at 0 for now. Just a little bit. I've already played with the vibrant stuff once. With the saturation. Yeah, that definitely overjuices it for sure. Okay, we don't want that. Okay, go back to 0 for that. 0. Right, we already did the saturation on the other one. Basic correction. Tint balance. Don't think that did anything for me. Okay, so this is how we do the tint setup. So if I want this to be warmer, I can go up higher. If I want this to be like green. Okay, cool. Let's undo that at the moment. And this is the highlight one. Okay, cool. Sweet. Okay, so I don't think the creative one is too much of what I want to play with here. We can play with some of the curves. I don't think I need that. Play with the hue and saturation a little bit. Hue versus hue. That's fun. Hue versus Luma. Yeah, I want... That's about where I had it. Luma versus saturation. Saturation versus saturation. That's just straight saturation. I feel like these are all the same exact. You can adjust it a little bit differently, but it's the same type of setting as what it is, essentially. The curves. Color wheel match, midtone shadows, okay, that's fine. HLS secondary. Noise. Does that do anything for me? Don't think that does anything for me at the moment. Feels like it has some kind of effect, but I'm not quite sure what it is. Okay, so that one I don't know what it does either. So some of the things that I'm looking at when I'm trying to figure out the color correction and stuff like that is we want to look at the whites, right? Because we want to make sure that those are clear cut, crisp whites. And then, like I was talking about before, the blacks. We want to make sure that these black colors are really registering as black and they don't have like a tonality of brightness or, you know, like a warm color or a cool color or something like that. Like we want to make sure that we're within those ranges. I don't know what that one does. Okay, so I have no clue what this is adjusting here. Secondary. Okay, so this HSL secondary may be above my pay grade. I don't know what this one's doing. Oops. Yeah, I don't know what that one's doing. Okay, so we'll just get rid of that one. I'm not going to play with that one. Okay, so this one is our vignette. So we can actually add a little softness around the edges here. Kind of like that. Just kind of gives it a little dream quality style thing. I don't know if it's worth it at all. We can also go dark, so now it's looking a little dreamy. Like you're looking through somebody's eyeballs perspective kind of thing. I don't necessarily think that's 100% necessary. Kind of like the idea of putting the white, because that's 0. Let's go up to 10 a little bit here, see what that looks like. Maybe it'll help wash some of our color changes here, our harsh color changes. A little bit, no. Still got some adjustments that need to be made here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about the vignette. I don't want that quite yet. That might be closer to the end and play with it. Because we can even if you do like this, you can feather it even further in. You can figure out where the midpoint is. The roundness of it, it can make it more squarish. You know what I mean? Now we can feather it. It could be really staunch, you know, something like that. Let's see. Yeah, it's not bad-ish. Definitely something to play with later. Let's put that back to 0. Let's put that back to 0. I don't know where that one was. This one was probably at 50 as well. 50, 50, probably something like that. We can just turn it straight off if we need to. Okay, so basic corrections aside, we've made some adjustments here that are not too bad. Probably could use a little bit more though. All we did was boost the saturation a little bit. Don't want to make it too dark. I also don't want to blow it out too much. Don't want to add the gray. The contrast is fine. Don't want to do the highlights. Trying to get the black colors a little bit better, but it means I would have to either have to mess with that one, maybe even this one. That one makes it look more bluish. Sometimes it's like, oh, you take one down, but then you have to raise the other one so that it brings back up to kind of what you're messing with where you were before, but you gain the benefits of one and then minimize the benefit of by swapping it out with another one. Yeah, I don't think the basic ones, I think for the basic one for that saturation is fine. Don't want that. I think I do want a little bit of sharpness in it. Let's go about 30 for now. Sharpen it just a bit. We already got vibrancy placed in it. Don't want to take any out. We don't want to add any more saturation, but we may want to play with the curves a little bit. Might just be slightly something like that, where we get a little bit more, a little bit of blacks, but we don't lose too much of the, something like that. All about like slight adjustments sometimes, not big ones. Okay, so our whites, our blacks looking pretty good here. Color vibrancy looking pretty good. Also have to remember it's going to add a little bit of gray over top of it, so we may want to overclock it just a hair. No, because what it's going to do is it's actually going to give us, it's going to give us this, our faded film look. So we already sharpened it a little bit. We already gave it vibrance or saturation. Which one is it? A little saturation. Played with the curves just a hair. With our midtones. if I bring the midtones. Yeah, so that adds white to it, which we don't want. The problem is as I darken the shadows trying to get that black for the eyes and the outlines where I want it, like the pants, get really, really, really dark, which we don't want. We don't technically want to brighten, like we could do the highlights up. Bring this down is just going to make that look weird. Bring the midtones down a little bit. Let's try that. Let's try and export like that and see if when we gives it that when it gives a little bit of a midtone gap over top of it, if it neutralizes itself out a little bit. We're gonna try it. We're gonna export that and see what happens. We'll check on the marathon crew and see how they're doing. No, they're definitely doing something. I'm not quite sure what, but supposedly it's supposed to have puzzles and stuff too, so. Let's see, how much time do they get? Oh, they got like 30 minutes in there still. It's a puzzle, it's a maze, and you can also run into other players, and it could cause fun and mayhem. How much we got? 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on this export. So while we're waiting on that, what I've got going on, next week starts the spring break for my kids, for their schools. So we'll be off for 2 weeks, or they will be off for 2 weeks from school. My daughter's already got all kinds of stuff planned out. She's got, she's part of a special team at her school. So like she's got to go back and do a whole bunch of stuff for that. So she doesn't really get much time off from the school because she's going to have to go back and do a bunch of things. So she's busy for the first week. And we've got it worked out where Dreamer's going to go drop her off at for her meetings and stuff like that. So it should not interrupt any of my streams on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. So everything should be the same for next week. The week after that will be the week where I will be gone Monday and Wednesday. So there won't be any streams for that second week of spring break. But if you would like to follow along, I'm going to try to post some of our fun adventures that we have as we're going down and doing some birthday celebration stuff for my daughter for her 16th birthday. She wanted to plan a little trip and she wanted to go to the ocean and stuff like that. So we're going to go down to like Monterey and have some fun and play around for a little bit. So I will be gone for 2 streams coming up. Can't remember which days those are. Let me double check. That will be March 30th and April 1st. I will be gone, so there will not be any streams on either of those days. March 30th and April 1st. I'm gonna write that down somewhere so I don't forget. I can remind all of y'all as it goes through. Look at that, our export is done. So I'm gone March 30th and April 1st. Cool. Put that there so I don't forget. No string for that. Okay, so let's double check this video now. Ooh, not bad. The sharpness helps a little bit there. Yeah, not too bad here. I still have to deal with those shifts in color, but I think it's definitely better. Let's put this up with the other one so we can compare it. We're gonna call it something different first though. Rename. This is number 6. Yeah, that definitely made a big difference. We lose a little bit of the brightness down and around on the pants and stuff like that, but we gain a little bit. I think I overshot just a little bit there though. I think our mid-tone went a little bit too far. So let's bring that back. Yeah, let's bring that up a little bit. Let's export that. Like I said, lots of exporting is going to be happening. 2 weeks for spring break. Yes. So our school district does, you know how year-round school works, where you go to school for 3 months and then you get a month off, and then you go to a school for 3 months and then you get a month off. That's what year-round school is. We don't have that here. We kind of have a pseudo version kind of that, where the kids get a little bit longer on some of their break times. So like Christmas, Thanksgiving, spring break, they get a little bit more time for those holidays in exchange for a little less summer break. So their summer break is shorter, but they make it up in a little bit more time during holidays is what they do. I think they get a winter break. They get several other things too. But yeah, that's kind of the system they've got set up. We also have systems set up for what we call contingency days. Because we do get a lot of snow here sometimes, and Reno is not very equipped to be able to handle when there are really big storms, and every year is a little bit different. So this year we got one big storm and literally all of the snow melted off in a week. Down to there was nothing on the ground, like it's all gone. And then there are years, like several years back, where we have snow all the way until May, where it's just sticking around and it won't melt off. And the conditions are wild here. We get pretty wild fluctuations depending on what's going on with the weather season here. But they factor in, if there are a bunch of days off for the kids because of snow days, then they make them up at the end of the year. And so there's a lot of, they have to finagle it a little bit and build in extra time and and stuff like that based off of, you know, some of those conditions and stuff. So I think part of the reason why we have those breaks that are a little bit longer is partly because of that too, because of possible days off and stuff. We even had past couple years when we had those really bad fires here, the schools were shut down and stuff like that because they were pulling in too much ash into the systems at the schools. So it was literally just blowing ash into the classrooms is what it was doing because the fires were so close and so badly. So we actually had contingency days for smoke days as well. So some of that stuff is like baked into what they've got going on. So yeah, that's partially why we get 2 weeks for spring break. I don't know when. I think most people get their spring break at the end of March, beginning of April. I think is that the normal spring break time for everybody? Or is it the week before the end of March? Hey, Coffee Kindred.
Coffee Kindred, bet the assistant.
Thank you. Appreciate that. She's hanging out right there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's lined up perfectly. She's passed out. She's just chilling. She's not doing nothing. She got them evil eyes right now.
Coffee Kindred, bet the assistant.
Yeah, she's a silly husky. I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand. But I think she's comfortable because I don't think animals flip on their back like that unless they're just like trusting and comfortable. So I think she's got it pretty good. I did catch her out on the back deck yesterday, doing this exact same thing, and she gets to pick when she wants to come in and out from inside and outside. And that was one of those days where she just stayed outside, and she was laying on the deck, and I just happened to walk by the door and look out there, and she was just sprawled out and just everything pointing towards the sky. And I'm like, aw, 2 pets for the system. Yay. Yeah, we actually hit our goal for our challenge. So Sunny was able to put in enough points to get us over our point goal for our assistant challenge there. So Sora actually got her treat a little bit ago and got to eat that. So she was very excited and happy about that. So once I get this video posted up on YouTube, you can go back and watch her getting her little treat. She's a very good girl. That's partially why she's passed out right there, because that's where she got her treat. She's like, okay, I'm down here. I'm just going to pass out from happiness right now. So she was all good. But thank you. Thank you for petting our assistant twice. Oh, now she's looking at me and be like, are you talking about me? Stop talking about me. Goober. Okay. Now export got done. Okay, let's compare now. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Okay, so our midtones. So we brought down the midtones. We brought them down. Brought down the midtones, but we brought up the shadows a little bit. It gave us a little bit better. So we don't lose too much of the dark. Ooh, that looks really good. Yeah. It doesn't grade out too much, but we get to keep a little bit more of our black colors intact. It does give it a little bit of a white. I do think I like it though. I think I like that better. Okay, I'm reviewing the footage real quick. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think it's better. Just a hair better. Oh, speaking of break time, we are about 1 minute from our our ad break that's going to come up here. So let's go ahead and swap over to our assistant, which we already know she's already passed out, so we're good there. Yeah, and we'll pause. We'll wait right here for the moment. We'll run that 3 minutes of ads. I'm going to take a break, grab some more stuff to drink real quick, walk around probably, and then we'll come back after those are done, and then we'll keep working, see if we can. I'm hoping we've got another hour. I'm hoping to get this pretty close to wrapped up, or feeling pretty good about it. Let's just say that. I'm hoping to get feeling pretty good about this video by that time. So let's go with that. So stick around. We'll be right back here in a few minutes.
Sunny_Ruthbet the assistant.
Almost like she knew it was coming, Sunny. She's just like, nope. No pets for you. Well, I was wrong, because I thought she was going to go outside right after she got her treat earlier, and she did not do that, so. Now what is she doing? What are you doing, Sora? Are you just chilling? Is it time to go outside? Or she got excited about that? No? What are you gonna do? I don't think she quite knows what she's gonna do yet. She's just chilling. Yeah, she has no idea what she's gonna do. Okay. So our little adjustments here to our midtones and shadows is not bad. Question is, do I go back to... I like that it gives it a little bit more. Let me check some of the other pages real quick. I don't know if it helped any of those though. Actually it did. Okay, cool. So that is better. The other one is, yeah. Okay, cool. That's up 40. See if I can skip to that 30. 30. I don't know. It makes the background stuff a little bit better, but it makes the book a little bit... Yeah, I think we got to go back a little bit. So our shadows here are not... I don't think that helped us at all. I wish this had a number on it. I don't know how to... Comparison view? Interesting. I don't know what that is. Don't want that. I don't want to boost that. Okay, so just adjusting our midtones so we can actually get rid of that last video that we exported because it's not... It actually took us farther away from what we were trying to do, so that's not good. It's not what we want. Okay, so I think we've got pretty close here. Now I need to go on to figuring out how to break this up. Okay, so can I cut the video? Like right... Can I cut it right here? Maybe right there. Clear, ripple, delete, copy. Scale, frame, Jessica. Okay. There's got to be a button here. So now we're going to look through and figure out the buttons. Add marker. Okay, maybe it doesn't work like other video productions. Maybe it works more like After Effects where we have to add a marker. And then that's going to change from there to the next marker. So this is all blue, blue. Okay, so that's where it drastically changes, right? Right there. Okay, so So what do the markers do? Add marker, timeline display settings, linked selection, snap on timeline. Okay, so markers, mark in, mark out. Okay, go in, go out, add marker, clear markers. I want to think this is like After Effects. Ooh, we're getting a little bit of lag here. Sequence, render, in and out, match, edit, apply video transitions. No, we don't want that. Add track, clip, make subclip. No, modify. Because basically what I want to do is I want to take this section where the video is really blue, this one, and I want to adjust the colors of that section from there to there. Ooh, is it this one? No, let's just add marker again. Play stop, lift, extract. No. I can export the frame, comparison view. So some video production applications, they allow you to cut the video and then you can make adjustments to it that way. I don't think Premiere is the same way. When you're doing Adobe After Effects, what you can do is you can add kind of like these little markers, and that tells it where a difference in something that you're doing starts and where it stops is essentially what it's doing. I want to think that this is going to do something similar, because I don't want to have to cut this down here. I don't know quite how the marker system works. Linked selection, snap on timeline, add marker. Mark clip, mark selection, mark split. Am I allowed to split it there somehow? Go to split. Okay, so there is some type of splitting ability here. Where it is, I don't know. I don't want to trim, I don't make a frame, sequence, no. Let's see, video options, hold frame, no. Modify, no. Edit, duplicate, remove, clear. So I've got these markers here. Don't want to make a sub clip. Man, I wish Bryce was here. I could ask him. I think he would know. I could clear the markers. This is all settings here. Workspace. Is there something? Oh, there's some type of tools I don't have here. Display mode. Playback resolution. Oh, I should do like half. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. At the moment, everything seems to be holding it right now. Let's look at these tools down over here. Track select, forward, ripple, edit tool, razor tool. Oh, is that what I'm looking for? Okay, let's go back over to here to this marker. Do the markers mean anything if they don't like stick to them? Go to in, add marker, go to next marker, go to next marker. Aha. Go to previous marker. Aha. Okay, cool. Let's try this razor tool. Okay, that split it. Sweet. Okay, cool. Sequence markers. Go to next marker. Split it there. Cool. Okay, so now we do have it split. Now I should be able to adjust this color by itself. If I want to change the temperature back to a warmer tone like this, like adding 30% there, that doesn't affect the rest of it. Sweet. Yeah, cool. Okay. We did it. We did a thing. Oh my god, look at the difference in that. Did you see that? Let's redo that. Wow. That's a pretty drastic shift right there. Okay, cool. I don't think we want 30 though. I think we want more like 10. Oh yeah, so much better. Already. Cool. Haha, I'm figuring it out. I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing it. Yeah. Sweet. Still got a little bit, but that's way better than it was. Way better. Okay, let's switch to the next page, see if it catches it. Okay, now we're shifting. Now it's shifted over into the bright oranges here. We're going to go to when that starts to shift there. Yep. So let's go ahead. Let's go in here. Let's go really close. Let's go ahead and razor cut that. Oops, that's not the right thing I wanted. Okay, so there's our split. It's right there. Okay, so now we're going to find where this orange gets really orangey here. Gotta figure out where that ends. Like it kicks off, yeah, right there, changes. Okay, so let's take this one, look at how orange this is, and we actually want to neutralize it a little bit by adding back some blue. Maybe let's go like 15 on that. We're going back and forth with our changes here. Let's see. Go ahead and save this. We might have to go through and figure out how to adjust this a little bit differently. We have to go each page. That's the turn. Yeah, okay. I see what we're gonna have to do. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to really find each spot. So I know that one's good. This marker. I think what I'm gonna have to do is go through and let's go ahead and clear. Can I just clear one marker? Do I have to clear all the markers? Clear selected marker. So how do I select the marker then? There we go. Oh, I can move it. Can it? Oh no, that's just the video scribbing. Mark split. Clear selected marker. There we go. Cool. So I'm gonna have to be very specific with where I put these markers. That one's fine, so we need to go to where this blue shift happens here. And then where the orange shift happens, right there. So this is going to be the hard part. Let's go ahead and put that there. So we want to grab a razor blade, cut. Okay, so we had increased this to 10, right? I believe. And that made that feel much better. Okay, cool. It's got several shifts here that happen. It's a slow... Okay, so we should be able to... No, let's go back. Uncut that. Where is the point where it's... Okay, there's full... Right there. Starts to get it into the full orange bits here. Okay, so now let's boost this to 10. Okay. I'm going to find where this orange drops off a little bit here. Seems to be right when we do page flips is when some of it changes. Yeah. Flip, change right there. Okay, so everything else behind this needs to be toned down just a hair. Let's go down to 10 for now. Still, like, it brightens so much. Man, I really can't adjust for that. That's really, I'd have to figure out how to do some easing effects with it. Some inwards and outwards effects. I might just have to do it on the page flips. Because if I adjust this one even higher, it's going to start having more problems with it. 30. Yeah, see this transition right here where it adjusts pretty drastically. That's killing me right now. Well, poops. I got excited because I was just like, oh, this is gonna work. It like oversaturates and then drops. Yeah, that's that shift right there. So if I go back to here, turn this off completely again. Go to 0. Yeah, it's not right. So if I make the adjustments in between each page turn, that's fine because it's hidden in those turns. But the problem is this color shift happens in the middle of this. Like, this looks beautiful here now. That looks beautiful. And I feel like they're fairly close. This drastic ramp up here where it goes really kills it. It starts like way down here. Mark the in. Mark the out. Not quite sure what that's going to do for me. Mark clip, clear in, clear out. Go to in. Okay, that's fine. Go to in, go to out. There's got to be a way I can counteract part of this. I think this is the worst one in the video. That is the problem. Object mask tool, rectangle tool, pen tool, lip tool, razor tool, ripple edit tool, don't want those. Track selection forward move tool, hand tool, type tool. Generative extend tool, nope. Got a piece of this that essentially overexposes, oversaturates itself. Okay, so that's mark in, mark out, go to ins, go to outs, right. Proxies. There should be a way. Maybe it can't do that because it's Premiere Pro, but there should be a way to set it to be like start with these values at the start, and by time you reach the end as it's moving across, end with these values. There should be something that allows me to do that. Is there... Can I... No. Show markers, show audio time units, no. Time ruler numbers, no. Time turns at frame. Oh, I don't know. I do not know. Got it figured out where it drops back to where it needs to be, but I need this to gradually change into that. Is the problem. Aha, here we go. Here's FX. I was like, there's got to be... Okay, we should be able to set, so this is the temperature setting. It'd be under basics. Temperature, right. Aha, here we go, toggle animation. Cool. All right, we should be able to go here. Yeah, our temperature's set. Okay, so toggle animation, add keyframe, did I do it right? Add remove keyframe. Okay, so we've added a keyframe, I believe. Okay, we're adding another keyframe, but this one we're going to drop down. Let's just go negative 30 at the moment. Okay, so it did do it. I believe, yeah, it did. Okay, cool. So we are counteracting part of that shift. I just got to get the value right now. Because it jumps again. Needs to be more vibrant. Ooh, closer. Let's go down to 5, 6. Let's go to 6. Ooh, I think I got close. It's given us a little bit of a shift here, but not too bad now. Definitely not as bad as it was. Okay, so I don't think the markers do us anything. I want this up. Okay, cool. That's there. Let's look at this all together because it starts as a little bit blue. Sweet. So I can actually... the question is... I should show hide timeline view. Oh, okay, cool. Here's the timeline. Can I put this somewhere else where I can... view this timeline view? That is not what I wanted. Oh no, now I've messed things up. It's getting worse. Uh-oh. I'm doing things. I'm doing bad things. I'm doing bad things. Let's close that panel. Okay, here we go. We've got those edits there. I made mistakes. Okay, so I want to find where... yeah, it's right where I have that marker. I want to put... I gotta remember what the heck I was doing. I think I want to split this here. I think I want to split it on each page turn and then do adjustments in between, I think is what I want to do. Okay, so that should give me... So that's stabilized there. Yeah, so now I should be able to take this one, add a little bit more, 45. Okay, it's a little bit off, but that's okay. We can keep messing with it. Magenta, no, this is the green, a little bit of green. Yeah, we're right there. We're really close. Okay, cool. So this is fine. When we get to here, on that bad boy, that time, I think this needs to go that way. It like drops to green, drops. Let's do. Okay, so I'm telling it to do that one. So I just got to get this one correct. This is hard. This is hard to figure out. Okay, so that's fine. Oh, okay. I didn't add a tint for the... Okay, so here we go. We need to go here. We need to add toggle animation for the tint. There we go. Yes. So it's going to start there, and then it's going to end on that one. Okay. Maybe 5? Oh. Yeah, we're really close there. It doesn't look as... There's a little bit of shifting there, but it's not as bad as it was. I need to let it be... Okay, so I need to... let's take this one and adjust it. This way just a hair. Yeah, I think we're pretty close. Yeah, like that's gonna be better. Ooh, it's gonna be a lot to do this. Let's go ahead and adjust that down just a little bit more. Let's go 5.4, just a little bit more. Yeah, it's semi-noticeable. Definitely people that are in video production, they'll see it. They'll be like, wow, what was that? And I'll be like, I'm new here. I would love this to be perfect, but at least I was able to negate some of the issues that were happening with that page turn / shift. Yeah, I think it gets a little bit dark here. Lip, and then it brightens up. No, I think we're okay there. Let's see. This one goes to here. Okay, I think that's okay. Colors look really good here. Make sure that we're not like overdone at all. Ooh, I need to save. Ooh. Haven't saved in a while, so that was scary. Okay, so moving along. Yellow looks good. Let's check this. No adjustments have been made here. The red looks good. Out. Like there's only a couple spots where, like that one. There's another one right there. Starts to brighten up right in the middle of that shift. It's not too, yeah, it definitely overthrows it. Okay, let's go ahead and split it there. So we're in between those two. That doesn't get affected by anything. Okay, so when does this orange disappear? Okay, it goes all the way through this one, through this one. And it fades out a little bit there. Good to know. So what do we want to add more blue to this? Let's go like 20 here. Let's go 26 instead. See if we can see it. Okay, it's not as dramatic now. Man, that was a lot of a lot of orange in that one. I'm gonna go up to 30. Try to neutralize some more of that. So a lot of the way the colors work is you can neutralize some of the effects of overdoing one of the colors by adding more of one of the other colors. Like we're neutralizing some of the oranginess by adding more blue. So it's making the blues a little bit more vibrant, but that means then it's toning down the oranges in this case. So that's what we're looking at. So we're looking at that, seeing how this rolls much better. That makes the yellow look a little bit better. We might have to cut it and add a little bit more blue here. That might be smart. Let's go ahead. Let's slice it there. Let's take this. Let's drop that further. Too far. Let's go like 56 here. Yeah, better. Okay, so we might have to change the green. Still okay? I feel like that's okay. Okay, and then here on the purple, the pink color, we definitely need to change it out. So I think the green works. We could probably take out a little bit. Let's go ahead and snap it there. See, these ones are easier because the color changes are behind the pages, or right on the page turns. So let's drop that just a little bit. Not that far. Let's go back up to like 48. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and that helped this one a lot too. Maybe that one did need to stay. Edit, redo. Okay, so no adjustments have been made here yet. That one needs to stay. Green needs to stay like that. Let's go ahead and cut that. Yeah, we want to go back and give that pink really a little more of the orangey yellow color. We don't want to go too far because we don't want that orange color to come back. But definitely, we're dropping from that, I think it was like 50. Maybe it wasn't that dramatic then. Oh no, yeah, that one is 56. 56. This one's also 56. I think that one might need to be adjusted just a tad. Oh, no. Let's go like, don't want to go 45. No, I don't. Okay, so that one's got to stay at 56. I could probably even do a little bit more. Oh, it just has a, when we're doing that change, it's doing that silly thing where I would have to transition it out. You can see the, up at the top here. I'm looking a lot, like making sure the colors are right here, but the top gives away kind of some of what's going on here. You can see there's a bright orange bloop right there in that transition, and then it mellows out again. Then go on to the end of the book. Got a little bit of a, these are all good. This one's going to drop a little bit here. Got that there. Okay, so we don't want as much blue. Definitely don't want that. There we go. The green looks good. Probably add, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna cut that again. Let's go do right. Orange. Orange. Let's go ahead and cut that there. Select this one. Add a little bit. Maybe up to 20. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, cool. Not bad. Not great. Not bad. Let's go ahead and save this so we don't lose it. We'll have to do an export to make sure that everything is still holding correctly. That'll take about 3 minutes or so. But let's go ahead and preview this out and see how this looks. I also have to remember that YouTube's going to crush a little bit of the quality and everything else on it too, so. All right, that's looking good. Yep, that's looking better. I think I did a good job. I think this is the big one coming up here though, where we get that big shift right there. Yeah, okay, cool. We minimized it a little bit, or a lot of it. Much better, much better. I knew that one was going to be the problem one. Okay, move that around. That's good. So the interesting thing that I've put together with this book is that the way I've designed it and set it up, it works kind of in this spread version. So most books are created in essentially having two squares next to each other. It's called a spread, right? 2 pages, the left page and the right page. And most authors, illustrators, they design it as one whole unit because they want you to experience the left page and the right page kind of together, so that like if something dramatic happens and you turn the page, oh my god, surprise, there's the thing that's happening. So they're looking at it from this point of view where you can see both pages. And I've done partially some of that stuff, but I've also designed it so that each page is individual. So if I wanted to take and cut this up into just, or make it into a YouTube short type of video in that vertical format, these would still work in it because each page is there's not much that happens where they interact, like there's a scene that goes across both of the pages. So every page can stand alone by itself in that way. So it just changes how it changes the structure, but it changes then what I can do with it further down the road because it's a different format essentially. So it's just things are changing, things are different. So got to think about those a little bit here. Very nice. That's all good. That page is good. Yeah, I think we got pretty good here. We got it pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, since I'm happy with this so far, I'm going to save it again. Make sure I can do that. I'm going to go ahead and hit the export on this. Actually, Actually, let's go back to edit here. Let's go back to the beginning. Now let's do that. Export. We're gonna go ahead and export that. Could take a little time. We've got ads coming up here in about 25 seconds, so let's go ahead and head over to our live cam. This will export while we're doing this ad break, and then when we come back, we will finish up the little bit of stuff that I've got here, double check the last export here, and then do our little wrap-up stuff, and then go on from the day. So stick around, we will be right back here shortly. All right, welcome back. Wait, about 3, 2, 1. Okay, video exported. How about that for timing? Right when we get back, get the export finished up there. Okay, cool. This is looking pretty good. I'm actually quite happy with this so far. Okay, I want to check the big one, which is that one transition page that we fought with a little bit here. Okay. No, that looks really good. That worked out really, really well. Cool. Dang. I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised that that went as well as it did. I fought with this last time tooth and nail. So I think going through the process of elimination there at the very beginning, that first hour, maybe hour and a half of going through all of the settings, making sure that we try something, export it, compare, contrast, see what's going on with it, make another adjustment, export, and when we got to those points where it didn't get better, then going back one step and saying, okay, we were good here, let's revert back to this one, and then change things from there, and yada yada yada. Like going through the actual like scientific process of elimination and manipulation and stuff like that. So, and a lot of the features of Premiere Pro are semi-similar to After Effects, and I've played with After Effects pretty thoroughly. Like I get how to work. I don't know it like perfectly. Like if my son was here, I'd be able to ask him. He's played with it way more and understands way more in there, but maybe he's just more intrinsically understands it more. But anyways, but yeah, no, we got this done. I was expecting to be cursing at the screen or at Adobe way more during this process, and that's partially why I'm pleasantly surprised, is I did not curse through the entire process. So I'm actually quite pleased at the moment. So that's good. With that being said, let me do one final save here. Make sure I've got that all set up. We are done with our stream for the afternoon. Yeah, thank you all for coming in. I will be back on Monday for more art stream. Probably, if I think that there's more adjustments that need to be done on this video, we might work on this some more, depending on... so the reason why we did this video today is because my materials for the printmaking thing that we worked on Wednesday did not come in yesterday. For some reason, the shipment got lost, or something happened to the truck that they were on, so it's delayed at the moment, which is wild. So that will have to be played with next week. That's why we did this. So we've got lots of projects in the run here, so lots more to work on and do. Still waiting on our sample copy of book 3 to come in. Still haven't heard anything back about whether or not that's shipped. I'll probably check right when we get off of stream here to make sure to see what's going on. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Did Sora get a treat? Yes, she did. I was going to give my points. Yeah, she got her treat, and now she essentially has not left the spot since she got that treat, is what what has happened. So she did not go back outside quite yet. So Dreamer, do not let her fool you today. She already got her toothbrush, so she got her treat today. She's looking at me like, you said toothbrush. So don't let her give you the goo goo gaga eyes, and have her give her another one, even though she probably does deserve it. So, but yeah, I believe we're going to be doing our 500 Little Things podcast on Sunday. Not 100% sure. I'll have to talk with Dreamer about that and see where we stand and what we want to do. And then go from there is kind of the idea. Yay! Do you want to see kind of what I got done today on our videos stuff before we end our stream? You get a brief preview is what you're going to get. A lot of adjustments here. No sound, no audio or anything like that. Just trying to make sure that the video stuff works and the color corrections are done right. We had to do some pretty heavy adjustments on one section of this that was kind of giving me trouble, but I got it figured out, I believe. Not so much of the drastic shifts in those blues and yellows and stuff like that. So you get the brief snippet here. These are pages that I've showed off on videos and stuff before, so that's the one. That was the one that was giving me trouble. It was almost too orange, so kind of figured out. But yeah, that's what we got done today. I should be able to play with audio and stuff. Oh, that's the other part. I need to play with the audio at some point here. And add a new set of audio that I will happily be able to reveal to everybody coming up very, very, very soon. So make sure and stick around for that. It's a collaboration project. Let's just say that. It's a collaboration project that I work with somebody else with. So I'm excited. Yeah. Other than that, thank you all for coming by and hanging out with me for the afternoon or for the morning time. Thank you, B-Shack. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, Weird Mr. Alex, for dropping by for a hot minute, for a second. Thank you, Coffee Kindred, for petting our assistant several times. She definitely needed it. And thank you, Dreamer, for coming right here at the end. Appreciates all of y'all. Hey, there's a Tahoe. There's a Tahoe cheer.
Sparkles emoji.
Thank you, babe. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Don't do anything too crazy. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you either on Sunday or on Monday. Either one of those two things. So, yeah. Till next time. Bye, everybody.